What's going on, people? It's your boy, Mr. Freedom Speech,
Lee's the best. What's going on?
and we're the
United Brothers.
people. This is player ratings from the whole year,
Season review.
season review of our whole season.
Most improved player, player of the season, all of that.
We're gonna say everything on what we think of this whole season. What went well, what went wrong, what could have happened, what should have happened, and let's get into it,
Okay,
man.
player reviews.
Player
first.
reviews first, man.
Goalkeeper. Let's go with David De Gea.
David again.
Not been his best season, but
1 to 10, yeah.
made some vital saves at some vital moments.
Let me just tell you, 10 is great, 5 is in the middle, and 0 is the shit.
It's not been a 8 or 9. It's probably been like maybe a 6 or 7 sort of season. For him.
You got to pick one.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
No, not benefit of the doubt. You can't be biased. No
All
bias.
right, it's been probably a 6. There have been times where he's felt like he's letting some sloppy goals though. So yeah.
I always say that as well, people. He's like, it wasn't the guy. You know what I mean? Who we know. Unless he's on like a decline as well as I will say. I say he's gone. I think that we need to sell him. But I will give him whole season a 6 as well. Let's move on with the Dean Henderson.
Dean Henderson, he's been solid, but sometimes he makes mistakes. I feel. I mean, he's inconsistent. Let's say, and maybe it's the run of games. Maybe it's not being number one, but he's probably about a 6 as well.
I give him 7.
Okay, a higher number.
Defense no. Victor Lindelof.
Victor, he gets out jumped a lot of the time. He's done well. He does well on the ground as always, but
He gets bullied.
Gets bullied sometimes, and
Out-muscled.
at certain moments it's just like, come on, you're a central defender and you're meant to be playing at the biggest club in the world. I was always like, you can't really get bullied at this moment in time.
To me, I'll give him a 5. He's been in the middle to me, like 5.
West Brom especially, that moment, awful.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give him a 5.
5 probably, yeah, fair enough.
Okay, Eric Bailly.
Eric Bailly, injury prone. He's been on and off this season, but he's been like that for years now.
I'm gonna give him a 4. Let's just go past it.
Yeah. Maguire, he's probably been a lot more solid than people have made it out to be. He's slow, he's a fridge, but he gets, and and sometimes his decision making can be it's like, don't put Lindelof up against their biggest man. It's meant to be you to pick up the biggest man.
What I will say is, like, instead of having all that fat on you, you need to lose it and actually lose your weight.
Maybe we need to go for get the dietitian that Lukaku's going got.
I mean, if you have all that strength and to be all that hench and all that stuff, you need to at least have some speed to you as well.
You see how Lukaku has improved going to Italy. Maybe we need to get in some of those guys.
yeah. And if you're worth 80 million, obviously the price tag's not your fault. Like, as a player, that's not none of his fault. But we expect you to come with a reputation to score headers as well. So me, I'm gonna have to give him at least a 4.
I'm gonna give him 6 because he's been he's been better than Lindelof, let's say.
They've both been terrible at defence. I'm gonna give him a 4. But yeah, Luke Shaw.
Now he's getting that. He's getting an 8 from me. He's getting an 8, maybe even a 9. He's been the. People are gonna probably laugh at me saying this, but he's probably been the best player of the season.
Yeah, I'll give it to him. Yeah.
Most assists from open play. Most crosses into a dangerous area, most consistent passer. He's been more consistent than any. He's made a high level of interceptions. Yeah, sometimes he gets bully, but the problem is that sometimes I feel like Harry Maguire needs to cover for him.
And what he's done is actually taken on players and crossed it in much more quicker. So I'll give him a 9. Tellez.
Tellez, he came in. One thing I've got to say is he came in, and at the beginning of this season, he really put a bug up with Luke Shaw to make him the player of the season.
No, most definitely.
He's
Luke Shaw needed competition, and that's good.
His
competition.
set pieces have been really, really good. His crossings been really well. Defensive wise, he hasn't really been the best. He's always been more of an attacking wing back than a defensive one. He hasn't covered himself in the biggest of glories, but he has been okay. I think he probably deserves at least a 6.
I say a 7. Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka. What can I say about Wan-Bissaka? Best defensive, but sometimes I feel like he lets his great tackling cover for the fact that sometimes he gets caught out of position a lot. He goes far too forward when we're in a defensive shape, and I don't like that sometimes. I was like, you need to stay back sometimes.
Yeah.
I know that we haven't got a right winger that will cover that side very well. Mason Greenwood he's more cuts inside, and then Rashford, he probably does a bit. He stays up top when it comes to.
And I will say the only thing about Wan-Bissaka, let's just get, he needs to be better at crossing balls. Because he don't do that. I
also think that he needs to work on his back post defending.
Back post. But the main thing is what Trent does over him is he goes forward and he whips the ball in quick. He's good at defending, but you can't be a defender.
He's good at one-on-one defending. I don't think he's good at in the box defending.
No. So to me, I'll give him a 7. See, if he was much of like doing what he's doing, defending and crossing, I'll give him at least like.
He's improving slowly and slowly. That is one thing that you.
Alright, so what's he saying?
Probably a 7 as well. Yeah.
Alright, cool. Axel Twins like the Sabi.
Axel Twanzebe,
Obviously, he's not played a lot.
Injury prone sometimes, and.
But we're judging him right now.
His game in Paris was really good against PSG in Paris. That was.
Yeah, but we're doing all these players we're doing them straight when they were playing.
Let's see. Most of the games that he's played, he's been really well at defending, but there have been moments where he
lacks concentration.
Concentration.
I'll give him a 5. Let's get straight because we've got quite a lot.
Brandon Williams.
I'll give Brandon Williams at least a 6.
He's been good going forward. He needs to work on his coming back a bit.
Defense. He's like a Tellez, but he's good at going forward. But defensively, he's not good.
His crossing needs a bit of work as well. Yeah. Not as much as Wan-Bissaka's, but sometimes.
Paul Pogba.
Midfield. Okay, Paul Pogba. When he played, I have no problem at all with him. Maybe he sometimes gives away stupid penalties in being in the box where he shouldn't be in the box. But when he's going forward, some of the passes, some of the moments of strength, been utterly brilliant.
I'm gonna give him a 7 because he's not played good. He's not playing great, but he has given very
inconsistent.
He has been giving us some quite good performance recently, but
he's brilliant, but in moments.
In moments, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna give him a 7. Fred.
7's fair enough.
Fred.
Fred.
Let's cut through
6,
all these.
6.
6.
Been marginally alright, but he sometimes
he
overplays, and also he sometimes loses the ball in the most stupidest of areas.
And his passing needs to get improved as well. So I'm gonna give him a 5 at least.
Yeah, 6.
Bruno Fernandes, he's been like.
Bruno Fernandes, attacking wise, strong leader. He's been shouting. He tells people. He's
Where to
been
go.
a bit of a leader in the
but
dressing.
to me, I think he's been more of a leader than anyone. Yeah, he's sometimes his
Most
pass.
assists.
Wait, hold on. Wait, his passing's been not great, but there's something that I think it's the lack of concentration, and he's been playing every game. But as a player, if you're playing games, you have to at least give the passing great to other players to play. But I'll give him an 8 at least. Because he's been the main star of our player.
He has been the main player, the main guy.
Other people will say different, but I think he's been the player of our players to get goals in and to make us win games. That captain. He's more of a captain than Maguire. I would say 8.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say? Let's
Probably an 8 as well. Juan Mata.
Yeah.
Juan Mata. When he's played, can be a bit slow. Really brilliant with passing and controlling. This has been a bit of a slow season. I see this as his last season here. I see this as maybe a 6 or 7 sort of season. He's been good, but you could see his legs are going. He's at that sort of moment where he's out. He's going this summer.
I give him a 4, but let's get into Daniel James.
Daniel James, really brilliant runner.
5.
Really good at pressing, but some of the passing, some of the crossing, some of the shooting has been a bit undesirable. Okay. So 6 probably.
Matic.
Solid player, works hard, but he's a bit slow now, and you can see his legs.
I'm gonna give him a 5.
6.
Van der Beek.
Donny Van der Beek, he needs to play more. He's been in because it's his stint this year. I think
but it's not really his fault.
It's not really his fault.
He's not really been fit.
I think when he's been given the moment, sometimes I feel like you need to. Maybe this may be another Fred situation where it might take him a season or two to get acclimatized. I think maybe next season we'll see more of him. I think.
Yeah, I think he was just getting into the thing, but
I
have been critical of Oli not playing in certain games, but that's not really his fault. But I'm gonna give him a 5.
I'm gonna give him a 5 as well. It's fair enough.
McTominay,
solid, covers the right slot quite well. Sometimes
a bit irrational.
Rash, yeah. Sometimes he
overplays.
I mean,
he's a bit like, just to break it down, he's a bit like Fred, but he needs to be more better.
Sometimes I feel like he needs to use his own abilities a bit more. He knows he's stronger than most players, and he needs to be a bit more clever with that. I think he's definitely played well this season, but at moments there have been times where he hasn't done well.
I'm gonna give him a 6.
6.
Let's go to.
No, what about Ahmed?
Yeah.
Ahmed Traore.
Yeah.
6. I mean, the Europa League. He done that nice.
Yeah.
He's getting on. He's going to be something in the future.
I'm gonna give him a 5.
Okay. On to forwards.
Edison Cavani.
Oh.
I'll say an 8. Let's get straight to it because there's quite a lot of players still.
Edison Cavani, he's been brilliant. The goal against Fulham, unbelievable. Yeah. He took his time to get into it, but he's going to be something. I think, 8.
8. Marshall.
Not really played.
But when he did play, I'll give him at least like a 5. He's been in the middle.
6. Yeah, he's not been his great season.
Rashford.
I think he's had niggling injuries this season. I don't think this has been his best, but he's done okay. I think this is definitely a 7 season, but I still feel that there's more to come from him.
I'm gonna give him a 7. Man.
7 definitely. Young Mason.
I'm gonna give him a 10 because he's actually done way good.
For his age, definitely. I mean, he's definitely.
No, overall, I think he's done quite a lot for the team this year. Like, he's done a lot this season. Like,
He puts in 100. I definitely say that. He's definitely puts in 100. I'd say he's went at. I guess. Though I'm gonna change my.
No. You can't change nothing. You said
probably if he's gonna get a 9 though, then Bruno and Shaw deserve 9. So.
Right.
I think he's gonna probably get an 8 though.
I gave him a 10 because he's been our star guy and stuff. Like he's done most things that most strikers should have done. Marshall should have done good. Edison Cavani could have done a lot more goals. But yeah,
what about Anthony Elanga? He only played 1 game, but he has promise.
I say give him a 4 because I'm not so much more.
I'd give him a 5 because 5 is net average. Shoretiri?
Shola, a 4.
5. I'm gonna because not seeing anything of it. That's why I said 5.
Yeah. So what do you think of to wrap this up? Our end of our season.
Giving away too many points. We had opportunities to really play on the back of Manchester City, and we lost certain games where we should have won.
Yeah, certain games due to that set pieces and corners this year.
Set pieces have been terrible. I think we need to go and definitely buy a defender to play alongside Maguire. But everybody's been saying that for a little while anyway. You have to have a player. If we are going to play Maguire, we need a fast defender with. It's kind of like you know when when we had Nemanja Vidic and Ferdinand. Vidic was slow, we knew that, but Ferdinand was the fast guy.
Yeah.
Ferdinand, get back.
Definitely.
Vidic was the hard tackling, make sure I get my head on the ball sort of player, and then Ferdinand was I'm gonna sprint, and we definitely need that sort of player around him.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely need that kind of thing.
And we definitely, I feel like we need keep on saying definitely. We need a defensive midfielder as well. That I see Matic going this summer, and we need a dedicated midfielder in that place. I think that maybe what's the guy that has gone up? James Garner could possibly, but I think that we need somebody for the meantime. Yeah, I think we need somebody to also help develop him into that sort of a player. So maybe get a 25, 26-year-old central defensive midfielder to sort of so we could train alongside each other. James Garner's going to be the future.
Yeah, but he's the future. But we also need a winger as well. Wingers are
that's right winger. We've got to go and get Jadon Sancho. Go and get James Sanchez. What they call it?
I don't even know.
Jada Sanchez. Jadon Sancho. We have to get Sancho this summer. We have to go get him.
Yeah, but it's not down to us. It's down to our owners. So, the thing is, if they're very sorry for what happened and everything with the protest things and all that, they got to put where the money where the mouth is and start engaging with the fans. But
investing in the stadium, because that leaky roof is not a good look. Also, buy that land around the train track, build a tunnel, put that train in the tunnel, build the old league stand, because we need those facilities. We need it. We've been needing it for years.
But people, man, that's our player ratings and a bit of criticism this whole year. What we could have done better, what we should have done better.
Transfers,
but man, people give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down if you don't agree with us. But make sure you also subscribe.
Put your opinions down below as well. What you think?
Yeah, and tell us what you think as well. What we need as well, and round up our season as well. Out of 1 to 10. 10 being the highest, it was good season.
I think
5,
it's been like
5.
7 seasons.
I'll say
it's improving.
I think a 5.
Improving. improvement,
We've
but
been
watching the works.
we've been a fight for me, but yeah, still people. Yeah, man, we'll be back again, man. For next season. Peace and see you next season. Peace.